Hi, this is Katie coming to you with your natural health fix today. And since I'm starting with the A's, today I wanted to talk to you about acid reflux. Acid reflux is becoming all too common, and I really think that people rely a little bit too much on medication and find themselves unable to get off of them. So what I wanted to offer you today were some natural choices that I've either used or people that I've known have used them, or I've recommended different options for people to use that are natural. Not going into all the details about why people get acid reflux, other than the fact that it's when the stomach has either too much or too little acid, and that backs up into the esophagus, which is the esophagus is really tender, the lining, so anything that comes up acid is going to hurt, so it's very uncomfortable. And 9 times out of 10, it's not a matter of too much acid, it's usually not enough acid. So that's a little bit of a misconception that I think the general public isn't quite aware about that. Anyway, I've learned all this working at a doctor's office, so just something to think about. First thing I want to talk to you as far as I have like 4 different natural options people can use to help get rid of acid reflux symptoms. The first one is one that I used successfully over a year ago, and that is aloe vera. Yes, I actually used aloe vera juice. You can definitely take the plant and fillet it and mix up the gel into something that tastes, well, it's not going to taste too good, but you can certainly use it. I'm, of course, like something easier, but so I basically used aloe vera juice. I used one that our doctor's office sells, and it is available to people in the public, so it's not like it's something, something that no one can get. It's available. But also, I think Trader Joe's has a good one that I know some of my clients have used, and there's other ones available in health food stores. I have come to find that not all aloes are created equal. Some are a lot weaker in the percentage of aloe mixed with water. So a lot of times people say, oh, the aloe I tried didn't work for me, but it really was just because the aloe was not strong enough to do the job. Aloe is very soothing. As we know, people use it for burns and things like rashes and things like that on the skin, but it's extremely soothing to the digestive and intestinal system as well. It totally worked for me when I had acid reflux a year or so ago, and I blame it on, don't laugh, but I blame it on the coffee that the pharmacy representatives would bring in. It was free. They brought it in from one chain that's around here, and it's very acidic. A lot of people have commented on that. I would just maybe have a cup a day. I figured it's free. But, within 6 months, all of a sudden I had acid reflux, so I was not a happy camper at that time. Luckily, I knew options, and I started with the aloe, and that worked for me. Basically, what I would do is take a tablespoon or 2, depending on the severity. I basically would take it the first thing in the morning before I ate or drank anything, and it worked for me. It worked for me all day. I was fine. I didn't have any problems. However, I really did have to give up a few things in the meantime, because obviously continually eating or drinking things that cause the problem make it harder for your body to heal, even no matter how much aloe you're going to take or any of these other remedies. So that's another story, but there are obviously lifestyle changes that you're going to want to consider making, even if they're temporary, to help really get rid of the problem once and for all. So aloe vera worked wonderfully for me. It works for a lot of people, and it pretty much works instantly, which is not many medications can say that. So most of the things I'm going to talk to you today actually help almost instantly. So aloe is the first one. The second one people may have heard of before, but a lot of people don't really think that it will work because it's somewhat acidic on its own, and that's apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar actually helps balance the pH in the body. So it's kind of cutting the acid to a more manageable degree in the body. And I've only used the Bragg's apple cider vinegar. There's a link below, and that's one you can find in grocery stores, health food stores. It's the one they call the apple cider vinegar with the mother in it. It just has more properties of the apples in the vinegar compared to a lot of the more processed ones. It's raw apple cider vinegar. It's very tangy. It's an acquired taste. A lot of people don't like it and won't drink it because it's tart. Nothing bothers me. I'll try anything if it's going to work. But if you know something like that will bother you taste-wise, put it in a little bit of apple juice, and that really helps to cut the severity of the tang that comes to it. Again, you start out slow with something like that, maybe a teaspoon a few times a day. You can work up to tablespoons if it's not bothering you or doesn't, bother you to drink it. But it really, really helps, and it is something you have to keep doing. You can't just do it once in a while, expect it to work for you 100%. Now, along the same line as apple cider vinegar is something even easier, in my opinion, is apples. Apples work really well to help get rid of, especially symptoms when you're having them like right now. I know a lot of times, sometimes I'm better with my acid reflux. So now it's kind of a matter of if I eat something that bothers me, usually something with tomato sauce, I hate to say, or I love garlic, but too much raw garlic is garlic is like an acid, so that doesn't really help. But I do love garlic, and sometimes I overdo it. And if I feel like that burning sensation, I will slice up an apple and eat that if I don't have anything else available. Like if I'm not home or if I'm out somewhere, you can get an apple easily. So don't hesitate to cut up an apple and eat that. It works really well for a lot of people, so don't underestimate how simple that one is. The last remedy that again works for so many people is simple baking soda. You start out with like 1/8 to 1/2 teaspoon in about 4 ounces of water, and you can increase the amount just depending on how it affects you. I mean, everybody's again is different. Some people, there are the rare people that they feel like, oh, it made my symptoms worse. Obviously, then that's not going to be the one for you, or you're just going to have to try a little bit more frequently instead of a larger dose all at once. So just keep that in mind. But these are all things that work for a majority of people. Like they're the top remedies, natural remedies for acid reflux. And again, this is not necessarily a remedy like where it works immediately, but something just to help the problem over time is to take a good probiotic every day. It really helps to, I don't know what's the word I want to look for, to subdue some of the irritation in the body and the bacteria that's causing some of the irritation. So take a good probiotic from the drugstore or a health food store. Activia, I know they talk about it on TV, but there's really not enough in there to really do the job, and it's just the sugar in Activia just makes it worse. So you're better off just using something pure from the store and start taking at least one or more a day, just till you get at least go through a whole bottle, buy a bottle and finish it up, and at least get that in your system. It really does make a difference. So I hope this helped you. I hope if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. And if you subscribe, you'll be able to watch the next one that comes up. Going A through Z, so I will hopefully tackle some of the things that are of interest to you. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.